Good afternoon, this is RFC Maki giving you a brief battle report from a match that I flew this past Sunday. I managed to get on in Sunday afternoon, which I don't usually get to do. So this was a little bit different for me. I got to find some people I didn't find before. I got to fly against a chap named Bucket something or other. I don't really recall his full name, but he was very good and very nice. I had set up a match on the Malta map because I needed one more kill to get the Malta skin in the Hurricane 2, which I'm flying here. I also wanted to play a run with glitch maps because of SgtQuinn's recent glitch map tutorial video that he's posted on YouTube. I'll see if I can't post a link in my comments below in case anybody wants to see it. This glitch map, I wound up overlaying the Malta map, I think, with one of the Stalingrad maps. And what it essentially did is it started me off on some bizarre island on my end of the map. The other airstrip takes off just off the top of the cliff over there ahead of me, which gives us a fairly short encounter, enough time for my Hurricane to get up into the air and get some altitude, but also not so much time I'm spending forever climbing across the map. In fact, it doesn't take very long before the two sets of planes converge. There's a few weird and errant bridges and things down below you'll get to see in a couple of video shots. But in this map I needed one more player kill, and there was one other player in this game. In a previous match he shredded my Hurricane in a head-on move, and I paid the price for that, but I appreciate that this guy appears to fly some non-top tier planes. So here I reverse, trying to get on the backs of the sets of planes that I've got flying out here. Most of these are AI planes. This, by the way, was in a sim setting map, so I did have the map turned on. Players have the option of going third person. When I got online, there were like 9 simplified matches, and so in order to lure somebody in, I set one up for sim. So here I'm just trying to follow the action that's going down below, and in the process I discovered a plane that at the time I thought was a BF-109 in the desert camo. I saw that tan. I was confused about what it was, but I got on his tail, did some pretty crappy firing here, but managed to stay on him. I'm not sure why he didn't evade, but used my wing guns to shear off his left spar, or destroy his left spar, and when he smacks the water, he also managed to damage his right aileron. So right there, that was my 10th skin, 10th kill, unlocking my skin, but the match kept going. At this point, I try to gain back some altitude. I really like these external shots just because I think the Hurricane is a really sexy looking plane. So reversing in order to stay in the middle of the field, just trying to keep an eye out for enemy AI. You can see some of those weird bridges to nowhere down below. And there's my island land strip. So the AI also will be bunching up in the middle, and a number of enemy AI are in those weird semi-biplane Italian planes. I forget what they're called. CR-42 or something like that. Got on the tail of one, and am following him to pick him off my enemy, and managed to hit his oil tank with that shot. I was a little surprised I hit anything there, but his oil immediately starts pouring out. So I continue to pursue him because he's still on the tail of my plane, and he managed to score at least an oil and maybe a water hit on my plane. You can see both the gray and the white steam coming out. And because I couldn't keep up with him energy-wise, this plane drifted across my view. I swapped targets and went after a second plane. And in the process, thought I could take this guy out. You can see the other one I hit off in the distance there. And just as I start shooting, one of my own gladiators steps in my way. I managed to shoot down the CR-42, and I suspect that my gladiator there is smoking because he flew into my gunfire. Nice view of that plane going down behind me, but I did manage to, I think, injure my own player, but I kind of think it's his fault for flying in between me and my target. So now that's 2 kills and at least 1 injury, and 1 friendly injury, I suppose. And at this point in the match, it was the afternoon, and I decided to try to go after again that smoker. At this point, I was running. I thought the previous matches I played on this map lasted about 7 minutes or so, and I completely misjudged how long this match would last. I thought it would be over a lot faster. I was supposed to go pick up my son from a friend's house, and so I quickly had to stop and go get my shoes on. So at this point, I sort of phased out the section in the middle. But at this point, I set my plane just to fly straight, ran in the next room, grabbed my shoes, and then raced back in. So I cut that back out. When I got back in, there were a couple of planes flying around. That enemy plane flew past me, and just as I was going after him, I spotted this guy Buckets again flying a BF-110. He'd shredded me in the 110 in an earlier game, so I thought I would try to get some revenge here. And so I'm flying after him, sticking down below because those 110s have the tail gunners that this guy was a pretty good player, and I thought he might actually try to sucker me in. Here I'm pulling a lead turn in order to cut off his angle, and did a couple shots hoping to hit him across, although I completely misjudged the distance. I think the 110 is about twice the width of a Focke-Wulf 190 up to there. I stalled. But, I think the 110 is about twice the width of a 190, and as far as I know, the 190 will fit inside the target circle reticle at 100 meters. I've got my gun sight set at 150, so I think that when I was shooting there, that 110 was about 200 meters away, so I completely misjudged it. And here I try a lead turn again, try to use energy to cut into his angle, and actually managed to destroy him, hitting his oil tank and blow him out. Now, I don't know at what point I got hit, whether it was in one of the passes or whether it was while I was grabbing my shoes quickly, but from this external shot I noticed that there was a bit of smoke, but managed to end the game, 2 kills, 3 kills, and an injury. Cheers, and see you guys next time.